What's going on, everybody? Hit that like, comment throughout the show, subscribe to the channel. Go Birds, baby! Woo!
Let's go! This ain't the Phlite, or this game can heat stink!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of the Phlite Zone. Phlite Zone always brought to you every night by Manscaped, every Monday night at 9:30. Today, we're doing a little daylight savings time, starting the show a little bit early today. So maybe get in a little extra hour for us tonight. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But Phlite Zone always brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. You get 20% off and free shipping with that code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence. Always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. There are not many athletes in Philadelphia that need a Manscaped right now. Maybe Jalen Reagor and JJ Arcega-Whiteside. But other than that, everybody's kind of chilling. So we'll be talking a little Sixers. I think the moral victories on a 4-game losing streak, they should get thrown out the window. But we'll talk about that later on the show tonight. We got a bunch planned out for tonight, and of course, we got an Eagles W. We got Jalen Hurts playing like freaking Randall Cunningham in 1992. He did a really, really good job yesterday, and I want to continue to see progression from Hurts. If he continues to play the way he played yesterday, Nick Sirianni continues to have a perfect 15-play script to start off games and continue to have these play callings that best suit Jalen Hurts, aka running the football through the trenches. This team could be fun. This team can be a version of the Baltimore Ravens. And who knows, with all these first-round draft picks that we have coming up, who knows with all these second-round draft picks coming up. Apparently, we have a lot of money coming up in free agency. And what we're seeing right now is kind of what you and I outlined in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
You and I saw between 8 and 10 wins, maybe possibly 11. 11's on the higher side. But this is the recipe that you and I wanted to see all season. And we're finally getting to see it. And pending a Jonathan Gannon performance as a play caller on the defensive side of the ball in a horrible NFC conference when it comes to the 5th, 6th, and 7th teams, who knows if we get that last wild card spot. So there's a lot to talk about tonight that leads us into the poll. Remember, the poll was always brought to you by Body Check Wellness. Body Check Wellness is always there for you when you need them. It's a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using that full potential of hemp. Come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use that promo code A2D for 25% off your order. That's Body Check Wellness. And that leads us right into the poll for tonight. And that is the Philadelphia Eagles will finish above 500 only because of an easy schedule coming up. Agree or disagree? What are you feeling, Evan?
It's going to be an interesting second half of the season. We still haven't had our bye week. We still have a few injuries here and there, and I mean we're a lot more healthy than any other team, in my opinion. It's going to be interesting what we'll do against our own division because we have not yet played a divisional game besides the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The Giants looked good and Washington looked good too last week. I mean, the Giants came on. They're on bye last week, but they played the Raiders pretty damn well. So I really think if the Eagles want to make that jump and try to make the playoffs, get like one of the last spots, they need to perform against the Giants. They need to beat the struggling Jets and the struggling Saints. But I mean, this is probably the easiest route they're going to get they've had in a few years.
Yep.
You know, like it just depends on if our defense shows up, and really it's all still on Jalen Hurts. Does he want to lead this football team to be over 500 and a playoff team? It's his team. It's his
Yeah.
team. We gave him the keys. He just got to use what he has, you know?
Yep, and that's really what he's been doing the past couple of weeks. I know Chargers game, he missed a couple of throws. Yesterday he was nearly perfect. Besides that hard interception that he had, and then he had a one other missed throw. But other than that, I rewatched the game. That interception was horrible.
Yeah.
But forget about it. We damn near routed the Broncos at Denver, and another exceptional overall team performance on the road.
Yeah.
And they didn't really bring that much pressure on the defensive side of the ball. And if the defensive line continues to play the way they do when they're not putting pressure 70% of the time, bringing pressure 70% of the time, there's no reason why you shouldn't get to 9-8. My brother texted me yesterday. If the Eagles win the rest of their games that they should win, they should finish 9-8. And that's, what did I say? 10-7? You said 8-9?
Yeah.
That's right in between what we said. And 9-8 is going to get you that 7th seed. I'm not saying we're going to do anything with it.
Not necessarily, no.
If I know you don't want us to get into the playoffs, I know you want the higher draft pick. Honestly, I'm contemplating that. But you also look at what this team has done on the road this whole season. They've been road warriors. The defense has showed up on the road. Jalen Hurts has played really well on the road besides the Raiders and Cowboys game. The team has played really well on the road besides the Cowboys and Raiders game. And both those games, you didn't have a run game. The run game was non-existent. Now you have a run game. So we got to see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. And I really think it's still going to – if they make the playoffs or not, there's still lots of holes to be filled, especially for next season going into the draft. We'll get back into the draft. We'll talk draft if we don't win in the next few weeks and we don't do what we were supposed to. But I'm actually pretty confident that we will, just because of how bad the teams that we were playing. Because Washington is a beatable team. They're still playing with a okay quarterback. Same thing with the Giants. Their defense are just okay. And I mean, they have Danny Dimes. He sucks. He sucks. He has Danny Pennies. He sucks.
Yeah, he's not that good. And I'm starting to take back what I said about Jalen Hurts when it comes to Danny Dimes and Jalen Hurts are somewhat of the same quarterback. I do think Jalen has a much better play caller with him. And I think Nick Sirianni's done borderline exceptional job so far this year.
Yeah,
and that might be a hot take. Yeah,
after getting flowers dumped on him, I think he did pretty well for what he was expected. You know,
I think for a head coach that could come into a city like Philadelphia, when you are 4-6 in your first 10 games, when you have a quarterback that, let's face it, he's on and off. He's not consistent yet. We need to start seeing more consistency, and he needs to be able to throw the ball down the field on a consistent basis. And I'm not going to take a shot at Jalen Hurts. This isn't going to be shoot down Jalen Hurts show today because he played exceptional. But I'm talking about the overall season, what Nick Sirianni walked into. He walked into a dysfunctional organization. He walked into an organization that was basically run by two nerds that have no business dealing with a football aspect when it comes to the Eagles organization. They have no business doing as much as they do when it comes to football terms. You come in with no personnel on the defensive side of the ball. You come in with a bunch of wide receivers that are 22 years old and less. You come in with an aging offensive line, and you have a running back that has proven to be inconsistent in Miles Sanders. Now, that's not Miles Sanders' fault. That's just what he also had to come into. With all of that being said, Nick Sirianni is 4-6 as a head coach so far, and he's putting his team in a position week in and week out to win football games. Yeah, he should have ran the football a lot more when it came to the first 6 weeks of the season. But that's a rookie head coach coming into a big market. You're now 4-6. Nick Sirianni's done an exceptional job, in my opinion.
Yeah. I feel like they're not giving him enough credit and what he has to work with. It's not always easy being with we could say still the first year quarterback, like first year starting quarterback. Yeah, clip that.
Dude, I'm serious.
No,
There's no reason why people should be hating on Nick Sirianni right now, especially the job he's been doing since Miles Sanders went down.
Especially
you can't blame the defense on Nick Sirianni.
Mm-hmm. And especially being in a city like this, it's not the easiest, you know. Like after, I bet that takes a few hits on him when he gets flowers dumped on him. That's funny as hell. But at the end of the day, he's proving your expectations wrong. I feel like he'll prove a lot of people wrong, and I think that it's more Gannon when we play these better teams that Gannon's making Sirianni look bad on some level.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Our defense is I feel like it's getting a little bit better each week when we have average.
They're on again, off again, like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Like you got the same
consistent with each other besides last game and against Atlanta. You know, one always has to carry the other and that was the first game I saw where the offense didn't have to rely on the defense and the defense did just fine. Yep. And I'm not saying that after that win, I'm like solely convinced we'll make the playoffs. The Broncos are one of the most inconsistent teams and one of the most inconsistent divisions.
Yeah.
You know, like we saw the Chiefs just blew out the Raiders last week. Mm-hmm. And the Raiders are on the downfall, honestly.
Yep.
And the Broncos just won 30-0 against the Cowboys, and now they get 30 dropped on them at their own place. That's just that's stupid.
Yeah, and then they just drop a 40-piece on the Atlanta Falcons. So everything about this division is either inconsistent or
it's the whole league this year. It's the whole league.
Well, yeah, really you look at the Rams right now. I know Ed just said it.
Yep.
One of the fastest starts for 3-5 shitty team tonight. Yeah, we'll be live reacting to 49ers Rams. I need Cooper Kupp to drop a 50-piece in order to avoid a 3-game losing streak in my 14-man league.
Mm-hmm.
My team's down bad right now. We've lost every single game since Derrick Henry went out. So it is what it is. But A2D league, my team's starting to come together, and my team's on the come up. Saquon coming back healthy soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he going to be back though?
I don't know.
You still got Booker, so
yeah. I mean, I got his handcuff, and Devontae Booker's been putting up just as many points as or not as many as prime Saquon, but he's still putting up 15 a game for me. So.
I have a real quick question before you answer this from Will. But do you think that Jonathan Taylor is going to be the next Saquon Barkley without the hurt part? And do you think he'll be a top 3 pick next year on fantasy league?
Yeah. I think that the top 2 running backs going into next year will be Derrick Henry at 1, Jonathan Taylor at 2, and then probably
CMC probably. I mean
CMC at 3 and then Kamara at 4.
He's been hurt.
But here's the deal. When you see CMC on the field, he's guaranteed going to give you 24 points. Mm-hmm. And that's coming off of 5 straight weeks of no football. He'll drop 25 points for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason I will never draft him ever, but he will always be a top 3 pick as long as he's in his prime.
Yeah.
And then I think Kamara would be 4, and then help me out here.
5 or Cook. Oh, Eckler.
Eckler would be in there. Zeke will be like next year is going to be interesting. I don't think you'll see a non-running back until maybe the 9th pick.
Yeah. I mean, Najee Harris. So like there's so many
Najee Harris. Yeah. So you got a bunch of running backs that are just like that.
That is going to be very interesting.
We have none of them. Bill, it's unbelievable. It honestly is unbelievable to see how bad our defense can play one week, and then just to see how great they can play below average quarterbacks or average quarterbacks. I don't think Teddy's below average, but he's average to middle tier. He's mid.
Yeah. You know, I put him in the same like category as Geno Smith, Kevin Cobb, like
Oh God,
all these like
that's a little
backup
harsh.
scrubs. I'm sorry, I
That's a
really don't
little
think
harsh.
he's that great, which is
Yeah.
why like I'm a little convinced by that victory, but not at the same time. You know, like it wasn't you didn't beat Matt Stafford, you didn't beat Tom Brady, you didn't beat somebody that great. You know.
Yeah.
Like I can't name any other team that he'd really start at besides maybe like the Dolphins or like not any good teams would
Hmm.
he would be a starter on. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That Bill, I think they'll give you 3 more wins. They're gonna get at least 2 wins. They're gonna get at least 2 wins between the Giants and Redskins, and then they'll give you that Jets win. So they're gonna get what 7 wins at least. They will be at least 7-10.
Mhm.
They have to be
Yeah,
because you're playing
you
Daniel.
can't get blown out by you can't get swept by your whole division. You know, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's
So you
you would have to for that to happen,
you
you'd
have to be
have
a
to
really bad
lose
football team.
all those.
Yeah,
So just imagine how bad that would be.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that would be the most Eagles thing ever, wouldn't it? You
I
go and
probably
win two, and then you pull some shit like that, and then you're just like, oh, okay, all right,
yeah. And then you got Greg's point, and I totally hear Greg's point as well. Disagree to the poll. We have yet to see them put back-to-back good games together. So until that happens, I'm going to
yeah,
go off of history.
yep.
And it's a fair point, Greg. Hey, once again, they're playing at home this week against the Saints. They still
Mhm.
haven't won a home game. And I
Yep.
know last home game I was at with the Chargers, and the stadium was absolutely going bonkers.
Mhm.
But if you, I just, I it leaves me speechless to a point where how they can play so great on the road in hostile environments on the defensive side of the ball, and then they
Yep.
can't stop a running faucet when you're at home. Like
Yeah.
that's like going to your own bathroom and not being able to unclog the toilet. Like what is that? Like how is that happening on a week to week basis?
Yeah. Yep.
It's pitiful.
Yeah.
So and especially if
And
you're going to
and
be playing Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill next week.
yep.
You've seen what they did, what they've done against horrible quarterbacks this year.
Mhm.
All of their losses. Look, their losses have come to Dak Prescott, who's been playing great, Patrick Mahomes, who's Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, who was on a hot streak going into that game against them at Vegas, Justin Herbert, and then Tom Brady, and then who was their 6th loss?
Was it Patriot? No. Oh, they just lost against the Titans, right?
No, not the Titans. Was it another AFC West team? I got all 3 of the AFC West teams that they lost to. Hang on, I'll look at it. But
No radio.
regardless, they
They
Jimmy
play the
G.
Seahawks. They beat the Seahawks.
Nah, Jimmy G. They lost to Jimmy G
Oh, okay.
at home,
Yeah.
which that was another. That
Yeah.
wasn't the defense at all. The defense showed up at that game.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the defense allowing 2 horrible drives that lasted 8 minutes each.
Yeah, like really long.
And then Jalen Hurts had one of his worst games as a starter against that 49ers game at home.
Yeah.
So minus Jimmy G, who I think stinks. You've played 5 quarterbacks who are top 10 if you consider Derek Carr a top 10 quarterback. Derek Carr might be
Mhm.
top 12 now, but regardless, you got 5 of your losses against guys that are tier 1 and tier 2. So
Mhm. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Saints, to be honest, but
no.
yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game because I feel like it'll be a little bit more. It's gonna be similar. I feel like to last year's game against the Saints, but
Mhm.
they know what Hurts is about, and they know what Hurts' weaknesses, his strengths are, and I think we'll really be relying on the offense more than the defense this week,
Mhm.
just because they are playing with a third, fourth string
Yeah. I mean,
quarterback.
You're going to be going against Simeon or Taysom Hill?
Yeah. So, and Kamara's not going to be back this week, right? So
Yeah.
you have Mark Ingram. You have to lock down Mark Ingram.
Pop Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically. But I don't even know what happened to Kamara, to be honest. Like, I knew he was out this week, but
yeah,
I'm gonna check his injury real quick. A knee sprain. So, yeah, he might be back this week. He may not. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't know, dude. I don't see them starting off the season 0-5 at home.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back to it,
we said that last week too. We said we can't see him going 0-4, and then they did it. So I just think that they'll, after that win, I think it just kind of fired everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think the link will be popping like it always is, but just at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Just to where it's actually time to get that playoff push going. It's almost like when Carson Wentz got hurt, and then we had Nick Foles come in, I think it was 2019. Yeah. We had to go and win out or something like that to make the playoffs, double doink year.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Hurts getting better each week will go a long way, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing big progression, it's no big deal. You still have a whole season left. But just little by little, if he was to get better and better, there would be no doubt that he'd have the starting job next year too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I hear you. And yeah, dude, like Bill says, we let games slip right through our fingers. And we could blame it on Hurts. We could blame it on Sirianni. We could blame it on Gannon. We could blame it on Howie. At the end of the day, those were games that you easily could have won when it comes to that Chargers game, when it comes to the 49ers game, and quite frankly, the Chiefs game, which, you know, I don't blame Hurts for not being able to keep up with Mahomes, but there was plays in that game that were left out on the field. And who knows what those plays could have led to, you know? And that leads us to our next point, and that's going to be getting into what we think about this Saints game, our predictions for the Saints game. Will Jalen Hurts finally be able to show us that he can be a consistent quarterback on a week-to-week basis? Will Jonathan Gannon be able to prove to us that he can call a good defensive game plan on a week-to-week basis? Now, if I am Jonathan Gannon at home, I'm bringing pressure against Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna contain Taysom Hill inside the pocket if Taysom Hill is the starter. Like, you know what these quarterbacks do well, and you know what they suck at doing. So attack that weakness. I don't need to see a high school junior varsity football game when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles defense this Sunday at home. You need to go out there and get us our first win at home.
Yep.
You have to.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like there's really no excuses this week, honestly. And I don't even know what else to say. It would be a very Eagles thing to lose, but honestly, I can't see us losing. I really can't. I can't.
That's shocking of you to say.
I know. But it will probably come back to bite me in the ass. So I'm not going to say anything better, anything good about them anymore. Who do you think some key players will have to be in order us to win?
Let's
do 2 on offense, 2 on defense.
All right. Well, when it comes to the keys of victory, I think it's obviously I'll let you say Jalen, because I know Jalen obviously. All right, none of us say Jalen because Jalen's
that's obvious.
He needs to make his passes. He needs to be able to. He can't be throwing boneheaded interceptions like he did on Sunday. That was just an inexcusable throw.
Yeah.
And
was that tipped or no?
I don't think it was.
I think his arm was like he was trying to throw it more, and his arm got blocked.
No, I think he was under pressure, but none of him got hit before he let go of that ball.
Yeah. he can't be scared to throw the ball out of bounds. I know he can get away from the pocket easily, but when he's getting pressured like that, he shouldn't be afraid to fling it out of bounds, honestly.
And then
Yeah,
the
I think
best,
he's just scared too after what happened against what was it? Uh Arizona last year or something like that when he
yeah, dude.
that was
I don't
bad.
know. You know what I think about that. I think that he has hints of Ben Simmons in him when it comes to not wanting to mess up, and that's why his interceptions are always low. That's why his turnovers are always low because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to go make that play that only 5% of quarterbacks can make. He
Mhm,
will not. He doesn't want to do that. Now
mhm.
that jump ball to Devonta Smith that he threw, that was beautiful. Beautiful catch by
Yeah.
Devonta.
Yep.
And kudos to Jalen for throwing that ball because
Oh yeah.
those are balls that Jalen usually doesn't throw, don't throw.
No. Nope.
So hopefully that little hint of greatness is a sign for things to come.
Yeah.
But
Glimpse of confidence. That's what it is. A glimpse of
yeah,
confidence.
yeah,
And he just needs to play how he played in college. You know, just play with swag. I don't even know what else to say. Just play with swag. Just
yeah,
play like you don't care about what happens. But
yeah,
also be a little don't be don't be conservative, but don't make stupid decisions.
yeah, yeah. I hear you. All right. Besides Jalen, I think that dude, it can't just be the Devontae Smith show and Quez
Yeah.
Watkins show.
Yep.
Especially that now that Goddard might be out for a week with a concussion, which was a hell of a hit that he took.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was
surprised that
insane.
wasn't called, honestly.
Yeah. That I don't know what else entails a defenseless receiver from that play,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Referees are horrible. And I'm a basketball referee. I do
Mhm.
basketball refereeing in the wintertime. And it's a tough job. And I
Mhm.
and I referee 5th through 8th graders, and it's a tough job. Between parents yelling, coaches yelling, kids always moping down the court because he called a foul on them. Like it's a tough job. And I
Mhm.
give them props, but they're wrong on way too many instances.
Mhm.
And it's wrong that they don't get fined for it. Because
Yep.
when you fuck up at your job, when you mess up as a teacher, when you mess up as an accountant, when you mess up as a server, you're not going to get that full tip.
Nope.
You're going to get written up as a teacher if you mess up. Like,
Yep.
why don't these referees get like fined?
Yeah. I really don't know.
And it's bad, dude. It's
Yeah.
bad when it comes to the taunting penalties. They want to be involved in the game way too much, and it's just sickening.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless there's really fights, I don't think that they should be a lot more loose on the calling, especially that Bears and Steelers
Yeah.
game last
Yep.
week. That was bad.
I don't know if we were still on the air when that happened.
I don't think we
I
no,
think
no,
we had just
I
started.
think we were. I think we were just getting off.
Mhm.
But wow.
I don't think
Let
that.
the players play, honestly. Let
Yeah.
them talk their shit. Let them talk.
Yeah. I mean, sports is an emotional thing.
Yep.
If you're just a robot all the time, it's not. Look, I
It's
don't
not
want to put on.
anything.
I don't want to put on a pity show for these athletes because they get
No.
paid all the money in the world. But I understand what it takes to get to that level, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey.
Mhm.
Like they train every single day from the time they're 4 years old up until whenever they get to the league, and all that hard
Mhm.
work that they put out as kids, as teenagers, as young adults, it pays off for them.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're just doing it robotically and they're just doing it like, uh, I just caught a first down, here's the ball.
Mhm.
Like, dude,
No. That's
you
not
can't
fun.
expect that. Like, yeah, it's not
No.
fun. It's not fun for anybody, you know?
No. And I do like that I know this happened a few years ago, but, like, celebrations where you're allowed to actually celebrate. I think that's also a cool thing.
Yeah.
I would hate it so much when that happened to us, but, it made it more fun for the players, I guess, and
Yeah.
really, it's all about the players. It is.
I mean, yeah, that's what brings in the revenue, right?
Yep.
The referees don't bring in revenue. I can tell you that.
Nope.
But then we also get into the fact of, oh, do you want to get rid of umpires in baseball and you don't want to make it robotic and machines and whatnot? I'm
No.
still not at that point yet.
No.
I still want to
Absolutely.
have that human aspect
Mhm.
of it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword to try and discuss.
Yep.
But but yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? We're talking about Dallas Goedert getting targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor is the main guy that I need to see. I need to start seeing something from you, dude. Like everybody on this offense is clicking, even Quez. And I know he dropped a touchdown yesterday, and that was wow, tackle. That was a dot that Jalen threw to Quez, and Quez dropped it.
Yeah.
But Devontae showed me something. The run game has showed me something. The offensive line has been doing great. Like probably one of the best offensive lines in football. To be, if we're being real, I think we have the most depth. I think Jordan Mailata is handling the left side. Dickerson's been okay. Kelsey's obviously the best football in center, or best center in football. Driscoll's been great at right guard, and then of course Lane Johnson at right tackle, and then you got Dillard as your swing tackle. Like, and then you even got Brandon Brooks, who's coming back from injury. You got Herbig, who could fill in anywhere on the interior line. Like, all those guys have been playing great. Jalen Reagor, I need you to do something, dude. I need you to do something, please. So he's gonna be my one guy on the offensive side of the football, and then I'm just gonna say Jordan Howard just because I need him to start scoring for me. Dude, 14-man league. Derrick Henry goes down. Miles is on RI. DJ Moore isn't doing anything. I need somebody to start doing something besides Cooper Kupp in my fantasy football team. So I'm just gonna say Jordan Howard and Jalen Reagor.
That's fair enough. I'll just go. Honestly, I might just go like the Boston Scott route. I feel like it's him and Howard that are both going to be sharing those snaps. I thought he had a really, really good week last week. He didn't get utilized too much in the first half, but that little spurt he had in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, he was going off. And another, I'd say like the offensive line, the whole offensive line. I have to agree with you 100% on that. They have been doing really well, and there's going to be obviously points in the game where you're going to get fatigued. You're playing in Mile High Stadium. You're going to get fatigued easily, and you're not really used to the climate and whatever. But
it didn't stop him from dropping 40 points.
No.
Or whatever, however many points there was.
We dropped 30. So
30.
That's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Hurts got sacked, I think, a few times, but they were like run plays.
Yeah.
But they were still called a sack or something.
That is the one thing that I'm still hating about this offense is out of shotgun, and then he just dashes to the right.
Dashes to the right and throws it back to Gainwell. I really hate that play a lot.
I'd rather just throw a bubble screen.
Yeah.
But
49ers.
21-7.
Yep.
Absolutely just killing another parlay. Dude, I'm just I won a shit ton off of the UFC card last week. But I've had 2 parlays now this week that have missed by 1.
Oh my God.
And it's just devastating. I gotta start listening to Nate. And and you want to know how you listen to Nate? You become a member. $9.99 a month. Appearances on shows, members only streams, shout outs, and of course you get all that money back because Nate and Willie Vegas will make you rich. They will hand you picks.
Yep.
And you'll be getting payouts close to the 900s, thousands. So just think
for
about
only
that.
$10 a month, that's pretty damn good. So
think about that.
Yeah.
Troy, yeah. I'm missing the Phillies a little bit too. But they're not worth talking about right now. I know we got Bryce and Zach Wheeler, Cy Young and MVP. That's coming up this week. I think no doubt Bryce Harper should get MVP, and it should be unanimous. Yeah, and then when it comes to Wheeler or Scherzer, I don't know. Toss up.
I do think they'll give the edge to Scherzer just because He plays in LA.
Yeah.
It's just you know how it is.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely take a Bryce Harper MVP. That would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
I think
And
that massive credit he deserves, especially leading this bum ass team.
Yeah, I mean, he
organization.
literally was the only player in that lineup that was doing something from July 30th or July 15th until September 13th, and then he kind of fell off a little bit. But there was a stretch where he started 50 games in a row.
Yeah,
dude, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, Troy, we'll get to the Sixers in a little bit. Let's just finish up our predictions for the Saints. Let's go to the defensive side, this side of the ball. Dude, Davion Taylor played like an animal. Like they just unleashed him. Yeah,
he heard you. That's what happened. He heard you. Oh, here comes Mr. Wing.
There we go.
Interesting.
Yeah. The sad thing is, Mr. Wing didn't even get to hear me praise Jalen this week. But it is what it is. Yeah, Davion Taylor is going to be the key to success this week. We need that linebacker to be able to just fulfill the role that Jonathan Gannon needs to do whatever he's trying to do on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to his scheme. It's apparent that you need a linebacker because every time that they've had a great defensive game, it's been because of exceptional linebacker play. And Davion Taylor played exceptional yesterday. So we need to continue to see that next week. So Davion Taylor is going to be my key guy that will he'll need to start he'll need to continue his success, and he'll be my main guy on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh wow. I don't know. No, man, I agree. I have no idea what just happened. Okay. No, I agree 110%. I think Davion Taylor hurt us. Honestly, heard us shit talking, you know. And now what was that? Was that his first start?
Yeah, he's been gaining. Nah, I think he started last week or 2 weeks ago too. But he's been on the field more and more, which is awesome to see. Maybe Howard didn't strike out on another third-round pick.
Yeah, he's a diamond in the rough right now. Actually, no, he's not necessarily a diamond in the rough. He's like the iron in Minecraft. He's not a diamond. He's not gold. He's the iron. But but no, I do think that he can increase to get better. He'll get better each week.
Yeah.
Honestly, once we get to play these other teams, who don't have as good as a line. I mean, we played all the hard teams in the beginning. This is our easy schedule. This is what we have to get done to make the playoffs.
Yep. We
played the Chiefs. We played the Chargers. We played the Panthers weren't in. That's besides the point. It really is ours to lose. Honestly, I think.
And then you bring up the Panthers because we already beat the Panthers once, and they are the 7th seed right now. And then you look at the Saints, who are the 6th seed. If you beat the Saints next week, you have the tiebreaker against the two teams that you're competing with. And then you also got the Vikings that you got to try and fend off. And then that's really it.
Yeah.
We'll see if the 49ers can continue this, but it looks like their defense is starting to fold again. We got 21-7, but the Rams are marching, about to make it 21-14. But yeah, if the 49ers lose today, you're a better record than the 49ers. You're a better record than the Seahawks, the Bears. You're gonna have a similar record than the Vikings, but you're gonna be the 8th seed. Are you on your phone or are you on a laptop?
No, I'm not. I don't know what's going on here.
Hang on, let me see if I can.
Technical difficulties here at the Phlite Zone, but I have no idea what just happened. What the? Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good.
Hold it down.
I'll hold it down. I'll hold it down. All right, so I'll give you my prediction for this week. We'll wait for dude, Troy. I don't know what's happening with Evan right now. He is having an immense amount of technical difficulties. Mr. Wink, it's not about the praise. I'm gonna tell you what I see when it comes to Jalen. All right, let's see what Evan can do.
We're back.
There we go. There we go. That's a camera gate right there.
Oh my gosh! I don't know what that just happened.
Maybe it was Jalen Rager trying to sabotage the
Oh
stream,
yeah.
because all we do is
No,
hate
it's
on
JJ Ortega Whiteside.
Umbrella Man.
His mom's outside. Like I think it might be almost raining
What?
out. I don't know. She's right under the house with the little. It's disrupting my cable.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll give you my score prediction, and then we'll talk a little Jalen Hurts, and then we will move on, because I know Mr. Wing just wants to see what I have to say about Jalen and Carson. So this week, we can't lose 5 straight home games.
Yeah.
It can't happen. I think this defense is somewhat making strides. You got to make sure they punt the football on Saturday, especially if it's Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
You've beaten every bad quarterback except for Jimmy Garoppolo so far this year. And Jimmy Garoppolo stinks. I don't care what anybody says. So you're going to be going up against Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. You've basically beat up on all those quarterbacks this year. So with all that being said, I think the offense continues to roll on with the run game. I think we drop another 30-piece. And I think that they will give you 21. So I'm going to say 30-21 Eagles. And continue to slam the over on these football games, dude. Continue. Because any given week, you don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to turn off the sink. You don't.
Yeah.
So
I do agree with Kevon. I do think it'll be close to 30. I don't think it will be 30. I think it will be definitely close, though, because I do think the Saints' defense is pretty well. They're done off pretty well with the guys they have. I would probably say the Eagles win this one 27-24. I think they're going to make it a closer game in the end, but it's not going to really matter. The Saints will. So I do think the Eagles will get their first home win, and we'll see some good things from Jalen Hurts. I do think that.
Okay. No,
and hopefully he burns Malcolm Jenkins, but yeah,
that would be nice to see. And I love Malcolm. I think he was one of the guys that we let go that we shouldn't have let go. But
what
just happened? That was either a false start or neutral zone, but yeah, I would love to see a Cooper Kupp touchdown right now. Would love to see a Cooper Kupp touchdown. At least just for some dignity in my league right now, because I'm not putting up anything without Derrick Henry. So, but
you got to pick up what's his face, the backup from AJ Dillon. You got to pick up AJ Dillon. No,
dude, everybody's
already has him.
Everybody's already picked up, dude.
Wow,
I was pissed because I wanted to pick up Stevenson from the Patriots, but he was on waiver Sunday morning because somebody dropped him Saturday night.
Oh,
so I wouldn't have gotten him until
Wednesday.
Yeah.
No,
it would have been. It actually would have been tonight, like going into tomorrow morning. So, and I'm not going to get him because I'm 11th on the waiver, but the last 3 weeks I haven't put up over 100 points.
Oh,
so I don't know what's going on.
I hate how waivers are.
Yeah,
in fantasy.
because
I think I have the second worst record in the A2D one, but I have like the last waiver. Like I'm literally the last person to get a player. So
I don't know. I don't know how it goes, dude. But
wait, does it go from each week? Do you know if it goes up or down? Like since I'm last, will I be first next week or?
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I honestly don't know how it works because I'm 11th this week and I've been 14th. I've been 12th. I don't know. What's happening. I think it's different from league to league, but we could all agree that number 19 sucks and his new nickname is Umbrella. How do you get weak? How do you get hurt in back-to-back-to-back weeks when you don't play?
Yeah.
Are you getting hurt on special teams every single week? Like, are
He's
you
only
really that much
if
of a
he, if
loser?
he only plays special teams, he'll be out there maybe less than 5 times a game.
I
Maybe
mean,
less than 5.
they don't punt the football. The other teams don't punt the football, so you're not playing on that phase.
Mm-hmm.
We barely punt because we're either scoring or going for it on fourth down when we shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So when are you getting hurt? He's a loser. He's such a loser.
We gotta get him on the show one day.
No.
Yeah, him and Furkan Korkmaz. It'll be a
I'd
Phlite
be
Zone
down.
special.
I'd be down for Furkan, but I don't need JJ Arcega-Whiteside on Phlite Zone. I don't. All right, so it seems like everybody in the chat's going Eagles. Bill's going Eagles. Jay's going Eagles. I know Kayvon had Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Troy's going Eagles. I don't know if he's capping them.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Hurts did beat the Saints last year. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we said it in the beginning of the show, Ethan. If we do make the playoffs, it most likely it's going to be. Holy shit! They went for it on fourth down,
Yeah.
and they stopped them. But so yeah, 21-7 going into halftime. 49ers are up. Hopefully that changes. But yeah, in the beginning of the show, we said if they make the playoffs, they've been great on the road so far this year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So,
I really don't know how that works. I mean, I can see why, because we were playing the better teams at home. You had the Bucks at home. You had the Chargers at home, the Raiders away. Who else was home? The Chiefs.
And
I mean,
49ers.
you can really argue why we lost those games is because we played the harder teams.
Well, I'll tell you
home.
I'll tell you right now. We
And
have
the defense was absolute dog shit.
Well, yeah, four home losses. First one was 49ers. Jalen Hurts had one of the worst games I've ever seen out of a quarterback, and we didn't run the football. And the defense couldn't stop the 49ers for 2 drives that just killed us.
Yeah.
So we ended up losing that game, 18-10, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a low score.
Yeah. And then you got the Chiefs game where they didn't punt and they
then
dropped.
there's the high scoring game. Yep.
Yeah.
They just got out offensed.
Yeah. It was a shootout. And you can't blame Hurts for not winning a shootout against Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, so Chiefs was 45-0, couldn't stop, or 45-30, whatever it was. And then you got who was the third home game? I know the Chargers. I know the Chargers were the fourth one. Who was the third one?
Was it?
Oh my god! I'll look it. It wasn't Dallas. It wasn't.
No.
Tom Brady, obviously.
Yeah.
It was a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
So yeah. And we all know that the defense couldn't stop Brandon Fawcett again.
No.
and
they are a beatable team. So
hell yeah.
If you look at that now, it's more just like
Taylor Heineke's just beat him.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't know. I feel like the Bucks are going through a little bit of a collapse, but I think they'll still be fine in terms of playoffs. They'll still make the playoffs as the first seed, but I don't know. It's just like what we said earlier. Like any team can win week by week. Any team can tie the Lions week by week. Like
I think the Steelers stink.
TJ Hawkinson, thanks a lot for scoring me 0 points this week. I really thank you so much. I was like, hey, maybe I should start this guy.
Mike Gesicki, thank you for doing that to me. 0 points. All right, so if the playoffs if the playoffs were to start today and the Eagles had the 7th spot, right now they're a game back from Carolina. If it were to start today, Green Bay and Arizona would have the byes.
Mm-hmm.
We would play Dallas in the first round at
Yeah.
Dallas.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we all saw what happened there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
See you, Bill.
have a good one, Bill. Bill.
Oh, well, good for you, Ethan. 9-1. Must be nice.
Yeah. Sorry. But you're 9-1. And I'm like 3-7. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Is your boy hurt? Cordell Patterson?
I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, I turned that game off. I wasn't gonna watch a 40-point blowout.
That was a big bad. And they weren't gonna run the ball anyway.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's the man. I think he's
the man, the myth, the legend. Burkhan.
I think he's a young man. Young man. Yeah, I think getting another chance we would beat I just don't think the 49ers are that good, if we're being completely honest.
No, I also didn't think they were that great to begin with. I knew that they'll play they're just like, honestly, they're just like a team like the Giants. They'll play their division opponents pretty well, but when it comes to games they should win, they never quite do it.
I'll tell you exactly who they are. They made it to that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. They blew it, and then they ended up being the Philadelphia Eagles.
They're the Rams. They're the Rams of 2 years ago. But then now the Rams are a different team. But honestly, are they a different team now? Because I'm seeing a little different.
They're a different team. They'll come back and win.
Jimmy, who is the best team in the NFL right now? Is it the Titans?
It's probably the Titans, yeah. I mean, I think
you can't say really anybody else.
I think the Packers.
Packers, yeah, you can make your case for that. But you can't say the Bills, really.
I mean, I think what the Chiefs did yesterday against a division rival, I think that shows you that they're somewhat back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they're the best yet, but if I had to give you a top 4, it would probably be Titans, Packers, Bills, Rams, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the Cardinals are out of that?
I think they're still top 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the Cowboys and the Cardinals played today, I think the Cowboys would win.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't know.
They've had it, especially with Kyler Murray getting hurt, and then DeAndre Hopkins, and then literally they're all besides James Conner's got. I do have the worst fantasy luck, I think, honestly. I try to trade you Edmonds, and you wouldn't take him.
Yeah, and I don't think Connor did anything for me this week, did he?
I think he had 15 points, 16 points. Wasn't terrible.
That's okay then. But yeah, I guess that could wrap it up with some Eagles. Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts. I'll talk about Jalen Hurts we'll talk about him for a little bit so that Mr. Wing can have his fun. At the end of the day, he had a great game. He had a great game. And I think Sirianni's putting him in a great position to win when you talk about running the football, and that's really helping him out. I just need to see consistency. I need to see him do it next week against the New Orleans Saints. There's no reason why you should ever lose to Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. And I can't have you throwing the ball right to the opposite team. And that was probably his only bad play this past week. Was that horrible play, horrible interception. Other than that, he had a great game. And if you want to talk about the Colts, who'd they play? Colts and Jaguars.
Jags, yeah.
I mean, they got the win. It is what it is. They're a 500 football team. They have a better record than us, and they probably have the same amount of talent on that roster as a whole,
Maybe.
and probably the same coaching too. So,
No.
dude,
No.
we all know
Don't.
how I feel. Sirianni is
Come on.
going.
Come on.
Sirianni is going to be a top 10 coach come his third season. Mark my words.
All right. If you say so. Hopefully, that's all I'm saying. Hopefully he is.
What
But
up, Dales? Yeah, no, Mr. Ring, I hear you on that. Definitely a different football team.
I think it accredits to a different play style of running. Jordan, we didn't really have a bruiser or like a bowling ball guy like we do with Jordan Howard. I just think that Miles Sanders run, he plays like McCoy, but he's a lot slower than McCoy, and his jukes are not as good.
He wants to be McCoy,
it's not,
but he's just not.
It's not the style of play that will win you games. But you need that running back by committee, and you need somebody who can run it down your throat, pause, and and just be able to run people over, honestly, because we were missing that, and that's why our running game wasn't utilized as half as was what we wanted. So,
yeah, that's an interesting comparison.
Yeah,
so
I mean the Packers are the Houston Rockets of 2018, 2019, and the Sixers, honestly, of last year. I just think that we get so far and we always come up short of getting to the finals. Not necessarily thinking that we were going to make the finals last year because the Bucks are the Bucks, but I thought we would have had a pretty good chance against the Bucks.
Yeah,
but everyone, stuff happens.
I also think it's very. We'll get to the Sixers in 1 second, but J-Love talking about Jordan Howard. It's unbelievable that this guy's only 26 years old and he's
getting passed around like a whore in the whorehouse. Let's just say that. But I do like him though. I do like him, and he's not bad. He's not bad. I don't get why he's passed around so much. I do not think he's a bad player whatsoever. It's just Howie. It's just Howie.
Sorry, guys. The water went down the wrong pipe. I didn't want you to see.
Howie's what? It's all right. Howie's got you.
I feel like the Sixers in Game 7 choking right now. Damn, that shit hurt.
Oh man,
I can't wait to look back at that and see how interesting my face was looking before I started choking.
We're gonna slow motion of that.
Pause. Oh God. All right, I'm good now. But yeah, I hear you. All right, let's talk some Sixers. Because I think there was a lot of talk about over this last four game losing streak over the homestand and then going to Indiana. There's a lot of talk about, it was great moral victories, blah, blah, blah.
I hate that. I hate that more than anything, Jimmy. I remember when Chuck said it in a group chat, and I hated it when he said moral victory about the Eagles. There's no moral victory in Philadelphia. There's none. You either win or you lose.
Yeah.
So you can stick all that moral victory stuff up your ass because I'm not feeling bad for these guys. No. I mean, I do feel bad for them because they're missing out they're playing an 8-man rotation for the last 3 games, and that we're just the way we are. I don't know. You can't really feel too much sympathy because at the end of the day, a win goes into the charts and a loss goes into the charts, and there's no excuses.
Yeah.
There's no other teams that are that are giving you these excuses.
Yeah. Building off of that, maybe the first game and then maybe the second game was moral victory. because
Yeah.
you were fighting against the Knicks with basically nobody,
Mhm.
and then you show up the next back-to-back nights. You
Mhm.
show up against the
Against the
Bucks
Bucks.
and you give them a hard fight, and you
Mhm.
come up short in both of them. And then who was that? Who was the game after that? I know the fourth game was the Pacers. I'll double check on that real quick. But that third game should have been a victory.
Yeah.
And after each of those losses, I heard moral victory, moral victory, moral victory. And
Yeah.
Furkan was showing up. But in that third
You
game,
had the Raptors.
the Raptors, when Furkan couldn't hit the ocean. Yeah, I'm serious. That's what
Yeah,
Furkan does.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Like in big games, I need him to show up. I
Yeah.
can't just have him show up in losses, or I can't just have him show up in blowout wins against the Grizzlies. I need him to show up on a consistent basis. And this is what scares me to death when it comes to this basketball team. Because there's going to be games where you're not going to have Joel Embiid. Are we just going to give an excuse? Are we going to have a moral victory in game 1 of the first round? Are we going to have a moral victory in game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals?
No, absolutely not. I really hope not. I feel like they're being a little bit too soft on the Sixers. I do think that we still have a very good roster, even without Embiid, Simmons, and Thibault. I do still think that is a playoff team. But, I mean, the only moral victories you can really think about is the fact that Tyrese Maxey, after I talked a little bit,
Yeah, a little
absolutely went
You were
off.
tweaking.
And
That
let
you
me
were
explain that.
tweaking.
Let me
Explain
explain. I was more worried. I knew Tyrese Maxey would be scoring on that level, but I was more worried about the shots he would take in the fourth quarter. But after those games, it made me feel a little bit more comfortable. Just his shot selection in the fourth, the game I think before that we had that show last Monday, I was just a little skeptical because I didn't know. Because he was the only shooter on I couldn't really blame him because he was really the only shooter on oh Jesus. Never mind. I thought he said something else. I thought he said trade Maxey, Curry, Harris, and all this. But yeah, I was nervous about his shot selection because I was at that Bulls and Sixers game when they did have a fully healthy squad, down the cups of the game. I was really Maxey was shooting and almost miss it. He was almost shooting you out of the game. But after that, after I said that, of course, he goes off and drops 2 30 pieces. So
Yeah.
But we do need Joe back. Tom's right. We do need him back.
Yeah, but we can't be saying this come playoff time unless we just want to chalk up an L. That's why I think it's very important to either A, get Ben Simmons out of his ass, or B, trade him.
Yeah.
And if that means having to trade Matisse as well, then do it. Maxey is untouchable in my eyes.
Yeah. Yep.
And as each game progresses, the further away I get from wanting Damian Lillard. Because getting Damian Lillard means we're going to have to trade Maxey. And I don't want to cut Maxey.
Yeah.
I don't. No. I don't want to cut ties with him.
Nope.
The kid is 21 years old. And he has the heart of Allen Iverson.
Yeah. Fact.
He has the makeup of Allen Iverson. And I don't want us to trade Allen Iverson 2.0.
Yep.
It's just
those are some big shoes to fill, but I do think he has a mentality for it. Definitely.
I'm just
so as The Rock said, it's all about drive, it's all about power. We stay humble and we devour.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep.
Had to throw that in there. But no, I do think that watching these games, watching them make it so close with the pretty much the backup guys. I know these are losses, and like we said, moral victories aren't on our agenda. We just want to win. I feel more confident than I did about our bench now going into the season before I did.
Yeah.
Like, you're just seeing a lot more from the bench. You know that the bench can fill in. Whereas last year, if you threw in Mike Scott, you weren't getting no points.
Yeah.
You weren't getting
I still think they're in desperate need of
a closer.
a closer and a Terry Rozier-esque player to come off the
Mhm.
bench.
Yeah.
I think that's you can't give me George Hill. You can't give me Shake Milton. I can't stand Shake Milton.
Yeah.
If I went another day without having to watch Shake Milton step on the basketball court, I would be a fulfilled man. But he is what he is now. But you need a major upgrade because you can't keep throwing Shake Milton out there.
No.
He is the most inconsistent basketball player I've ever seen of all time.
Mhm.
Rather have Mike Scott out there.
Mhm. So who do you think Maxey has the potential to be that closer guy? I know that Joel Embiid, he will most likely be that guy to throw the ball to when he's down in the paint, but that you need an outside shot. Are you really like you can't always rely on Curry to be there
I
and
was
be
just about to
knocking
say
down those threes. If he's
right
getting
now.
double teamed, if he's what I mean, you can't trust Danny Green. I don't trust Danny Green. But I'm seeing bigger shots made from Maxey.
I would put the ball if Joel's getting the fridge thrown at him, and then Curry is being covered somewhere. I would full-heartedly trust Maxey to get that shot for us.
Mhm.
Full-heartedly, 100%.
Yep.
And plus, if you get a Jaylen Brown or you get a Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier for Ben Simmons, I would love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Mhm.
A Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown,
Yeah.
but Matisse is probably going to have to be thrown in there. But I'm not giving up Maxey.
Yeah. I'm not
I'm not
giving
giving up
Matisse
Maxey.
to the Celtics. There's no way. Especially the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Jay, I agree with you on this. All they do is choke. Doc chokes. Simmons doesn't show up, therefore leads Embiid to try and do too much. So that leads to
Yeah.
Embiid choking.
Dude, I all I remember is in the playoffs is when Embiid is trying to do too much and he ends up like dribbling off his foot or he runs down the court with the ball and easily gets it stolen from him because he's fucking slow. That's literally all I remember from the playoffs from him.
Yeah.
He'll make like a million shots. And I want to say too, Troy brings this up. Springer. Where the hell has he been? Where the
Dude,
hell's he been?
he was
He's
like
he's he's struggling on the G League team. He's struggling on the G League team.
yeah.
Most of these guys that were picked last year in the first round have at least a roster spot.
Mhm.
But I mean, we just keep drafting. Like, what is he? A small forward or is he a shooting guard?
He's like a 2 or a 3.
He he will not play unless he's a 3.
Dude,
Honestly.
he was the youngest player in the draft to go.
Mhm.
So I think maybe they're just trying to give him time to develop. Maybe they drafted it. Apparently it was a steal, so maybe they were trying to use him as trade bait in a Ben deal. So we'll see what happens. But with the way Shake's been playing, I'd play him. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh my God, Shake Milton's little like drive to the lane and just hit the front of the rim with the floater. That makes me so mad. That makes me
Yeah. And Martian, we'll never be able to get over this. The fact that they chose Brett Brown, Ben Simmons, and Al Horford over Jimmy Butler. And there's
Mhm.
nothing we can do about it now.
Yep.
And yeah, Mr. Wing, I loved the first part of this comment. And then I realized you're a hater. Comparing Carson Wentz to Shake Milton. Wow.
What?
There's nothing for me to say on that one.
Yeah, no. Wow.
Yeah, is the J.R. Smith thing? Is that actually real? I've heard
can't
that.
be. It
I've
can't
heard
be.
that way too many times. Like he's a golfer now. He's a Division I athlete.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back to the NBA.
No.
So I don't know.
That's so funny.
Not giving Embiid a pass, Mr. Wing. Embiid balls as a front runner from quarters 1 to 3. Then when shit gets tight, he turns the ball over, looks lost and flustered. And you can't argue with that. I
Yeah.
can't argue with that. I don't know if you can, Nevin.
No.
But it's hard for him to it's hard to blame it on him only because he's only ever had one point guard, and that's
Mhm.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
All those other choke jobs.
And he's a center too. So he's not like he's gonna be jacking. I don't want him jacking up threes.
Yeah, it's not
Honestly, I don't.
it's not 1986 anymore.
No.
So you can't win a championship with a center. So I think if you get a solid wing for Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid to play with over the next 2 to 3 years, I think this team is it's at least an East contender for the next 3 years, and maybe possibly even a championship contender. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, Troy. I don't think I would do that. Definitely not, because Springer is
want-
young.
Yeah.
And after that little incident with the Frosties, I don't think Isaiah Thomas wants to join the Sixers. They just what did he say? He turned to me. He said, "I'm sorry. I just wanted a Frosty." He like gave him the fingers or something like that. That was so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just wanted a Frosty.
Wait, I thought that was Russell Westbrook.
No. The Russell Westbrook was against the Sixers when he was on the Thunder, when the fan was giving the fingers right in his face on the first game, on like opening night. Well, that's when we first saw Joel Embiid. That was the showcase.
Yeah. There's been a lot of moments against Russ.
Yeah.
I remember when Embiid absolutely posterized him.
Yeah. And then the fan with the little like Russell Westbrook thing was pointing, look, where's the foul?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he caught me again.
Yeah, that's just stuff we're not going to go to, because if anybody ever comments anything that we have no knowledge on, respectfully, we're not going to be able to talk about.
No idea. I honestly have no idea what that is. I don't even know. It might be something. I don't know.
Yeah. So
yeah, that Frosty comment was so funny. He was wearing an Allen Iverson jersey too.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like Allen Iverson's like retired. There's getting his jersey retired or something.
Yeah. And I think that night I got famous on Sixers Instagram for a comment. I got like 100,000 likes because I commented. I made fun of Isaiah Thomas's height, and I got a shit ton of likes from that. So that was the first time my phone ever got blown up from Instagram. So that was funny. But yeah. So that's really it when it comes to the Sixers. They start a road trip, and I knew there was speculation that Ben might be back for the road trip because he's too much of a coward to come back at home. So this week would be the perfect week to bring him back, blah, blah, blah. But we all know who Ben Simmons is. He's going to keep on keeping on, trying to steal as much money from us as possible. With the Rich Paul thing, when it comes to the Sixers are making fun of him, they're not helping the progression at all from his mental health. It's just a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. The guy will probably never be in a Sixers uniform ever again. I think he's made that abundantly clear that he never wants to play for us. And it's just going to see who folds first, Daryl or Ben.
Yep.
And I don't think Daryl Morey is going to fold. He's not going to get rid of this guy for pennies on the dollar. He's not.
No. And he even said that he was willing to wait all 4 years. I don't know if that's completely true necessarily, but he said that. He said, I don't care how long it takes. I want a good deal for this guy. And honestly, if you don't see him playing and you see him just holding out, I don't see any team that are just going to say, oh, let's just get him. Honestly, here, we'll throw you our best player in a pick. No. I just think that hurt. I think every game that he's out, it hurts more and more his trade value.
Yeah.
So,
when it comes to what's it going to take for a Jalen Brown or maybe Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, or De'Aaron Fox. First of all, do you think De'Aaron Fox is going to be able to mesh with Tyrese Maxey?
I don't know. I really feel like they have a similar. I don't think that now that Tyrese Maxey has emerged and put himself out there, I just think that Tyrese Maxey is more of an on-ball sort of guy. He's more dominant with the ball than without the ball. And I feel like Tyrese Maxey filled that void in to where we wanted we wanted Fox, but we didn't know what Maxey was like. But Maxey's turning out to be a smaller version of what Fox is.
Yeah. But then when you look back at the Kentucky days when it was Maxey and Quigley, both of them were kind of two-guard-esque players. None of them are a legit point guard. And I don't think Maxey's a legit point guard yet. I think he much better suits the two-guard role.
Mhm.
And when you look at when De'Aaron Fox was at Kentucky, he was the clear-cut point guard, and Malik Monk was the two-guard.
Yeah.
So De'Aaron Fox is that true point guard that can mesh with Embiid. And then if you have Maxey playing the two, and then Seth coming off the bench, and then possibly Seth being in late game situations on the offensive side of the ball, I think that would be great.
I really don't know how I'd feel about that. I do think that would I don't think that would be that great of an idea, honestly, because I don't know that Maxey is that guy. He's not that run and shoot guy that Curry is.
Yeah.
And all that. And it sucks because the Kings are having issues again. I feel like we would be more beneficial adding someone like what's his name? The shooter.
From the Kings?
On the Kings. Yeah. Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield. But not for Ben Simmons. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Not for Ben Simmons. So I really don't know what route we can go because you can go small forward because that really is your weak point in the starting five is a small forward, I think. I think if you were to find someone around the league that was willing to trade their small forward who is a star small forward for Ben Simmons. I mean, the only person I'd really add that is a small forward on this team would be I really don't know, Jim.
It's probably Jalen.
He's hurt. Like, you wouldn't be getting Kawhi Leonard for Ben Simmons, though.
Yeah.
You'd be trading a lot more than just that.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be getting Kawhi. I don't think you'd be getting Paul George unless it's Maxey and Ben.
Yeah.
But I think Jalen Brown is a real possibility. Gordon Hayward's a real possibility.
I do like that. I like a Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
For Ben Simmons.
And then
because that fills up your backup point guard, and potentially that's going to be your starting small forward.
Yeah, and then you have Maxey, Curry, Brown, Tobias,
and then Green coming off the bench. So I really think that will help us.
Danny coming off the bench, Matisse coming off the bench, Scary Terry coming off the bench, Niang coming off the bench, and Drummond coming off the bench.
That would be a hell of a lineup, Jim.
That's a starting roster right there.
Yes.
But I don't know. Or did I say Brown, or did I meant to say Hayward? Hayward and three.
Yeah, okay. Hayward. Yep.
Dude, I would love that. I would love that. But we got to see if Charlotte wants to do it. Do you think MJ would take Ben Simmons?
Absolutely not.
I
just think that
two of the most different human beings.
Yeah. He couldn't even accept Isaiah Thomas back a few decades ago?
Yeah.
A few decades ago. He didn't accept Isaiah Thomas. And Isaiah Thomas was just defending Ben Simmons not too long ago. I think it was just yesterday or today. And he said something along the lines of that the Sixers were hurting themselves or whatever. and hurting Ben Simmons, like it's stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, MJ would shit on Ben Simmons every day at practice. I feel like if Jordan would say, Ben, please shoot, he'd be like, nah, I'm all right. Like what?
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad.
I have a question. I was talking about it with my dad actually just yesterday. And would you trade Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons,
It's two hefty
and
contracts for average players.
maybe 2 first-round picks for Brandon Ingram and what's his face? Zion.
Zion?
Brandon Ingram would fill that Kevin Durant type. He would be your closer.
Brandon Ingram and closer? All right, maybe. I hear you on that.
I would. He's a better closer than anybody on the Sixers right now. That's true.
Is Zion and Embiid going to be able to play together?
I don't know. That's the question. That would be my question. We were just discussing like trades that would potentially work, but at the same time, why the hell would the Pelicans do that and get rid of their best player in Ingram?
Well,
Unless they thought they'd have.
apparently Zion's not doing too well.
Yeah, he's 300 pounds. But if he works out with Embiid, who is like almost 300 pounds at one point, and then lost all that weight, like something has to come from that.
All right, so you would have and
Take him away from the shrimp and all that other stuff down there.
you
Maybe
you
give
get
him
to
cheesesteaks for.
you get to keep Maxey, you get to keep Matisse.
Yep, I. It really depends on with Matisse though. They may go and throw Matisse in there. Maybe it would be Simmons, Harris, Matisse, and a first-round pick for them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would do it, but I don't think New Orleans would do it.
Yeah, no, I don't necessarily think so either.
Because if
I
you
was just spurting out some random trades that I thought would stir the pot a little bit.
yeah, but I think I would rather have the Charlotte trade. But if you look at the roster between the New Orleans trade, you would have Maxey, Seth, Ingram, Zion, and Embiid, and then your bench would be Shake, Furkan, Danny Green, Yang, and Drumming. So your bench is still horrible when it comes to wings or guards.
But you could also go into the buyout and see if you can get anybody from that.
Yeah,
that's worth getting.
Dude, I'm telling you, no matter what we do, I think adding a solid backup point guard is what this team needs most. Even if you go into the playoffs with still Danny Green as your 3 and you don't get that guy for Ben Simmons and Ben Simmons is still rotting on the roster, I still think you need to try and get a guy like Terry Rozier, no matter what it takes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think
besides Maxey.
And who cares if you had to throw away a few first-round picks, honestly? Like, because the next few years we will be contending, and those first-round picks are pretty much going to be second-round picks. So it's not anything like the Eagles would get. You know what I mean? Like, the NFL first-round pick is way different than the NBA first-round pick.
Yeah. Also, Zion would gain weight when he comes here, not lose weight.
I don't know.
Troy, I don't want Ish Smith. Don't give me Ish Smith.
No more gumbo. No more gumbo. Ish Smith.
Don't give me Ish Smith. And Mr. Wing, Tobias is involved in that trade because that's how the contracts would work. So we wouldn't have Tobias anymore. I don't know if that would change his mind, but still.
Yeah.
But I would probably do that trade strictly to get rid of Tobias Harris's contract. Because I love Tobias. I love Tobias as a person, but I need him to start hitting clutch shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't give me Ricky Rubio.
Dude, he owns the Knicks, though. He owns the Knicks franchise.
Give me Jeremy Lin. I would. I don't know. In a perfect world, I would do that, but
they wouldn't accept that.
You would need to give the Celtics away more.
Yeah, you probably have to throw Thibault in there and maybe even another first-round pick.
And
honestly.
another thing I think we have to worry about when it comes to trying to get Jaylen Brown, I don't think the Celtics want to give us Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're perfectly okay with giving Ben Simmons to the Celtics, but the Celtics are definitely not okay with getting rid of Jaylen Brown, especially to the Sixers. So,
Yeah.
Troy, Terry Rozier. That's my guy. And I was joking about Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, D Rose. D Rose is another one that we ended up not,
I don't know.
not going after.
I'm off that hype. I was never on that hype train to begin with. Never.
Yeah. I don't know. I would give the Celtics every single first round pick we have that we possibly can give them and Ben Simmons for Brown and Smart, but I still don't know if they take it.
Yeah. They don't want to see us win. They don't want to see.
Oh, Demetrius. Ooh. Why did you get confused? Or why aren't you an Eagles fan too? I'll never understand that. Never understand how you could be a fan of a Philadelphia sports team, but then also like the Cowboys. I'll never understand that. But you do you. I'm not here to judge. I can't wait for the Cowboys to collapse. And it seems like you like the Cowboys more than anything else because that's your profile picture. So, creep. You're a creep. It's that simple. Also, we need to check up on Don because I haven't heard from him since the 44-6 loss. They ended up tying this week though.
Yeah. I thought this week would have been the week he comes out.
Mr. Wing, true that. True that. What do you mean chill? What are you, a Cowboy sympathizer, Troy? I see who the real people are, Mr. Wing and Jay Love. Like, come on, Troy. You empathizing for Cowboy fans? What are we doing here? All right. Yeah, Sixers. We'll wrap up some Sixers talk. And, of course, Sixers talk brought to you by Gleason's Bar. Gleason's Bar located in Levittown, PA. If you're anywhere near Gleason's and you feel like going out for a drink, it's on 6700 Mill Creek Ave. Use that promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or order online. And that is Gleason'sBarandSteaks.com. And that's what Sixers Talk was brought to you by tonight. So check them out if you're ever in Levittown. So yeah. All right, good. Don's still here.
He's still here with us.
Yeah. All right. I just think that they need a solid performance on the road. They should be getting Embiid back within the next few days. Hopefully he recovered well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the all right. Let's get into this a little bit.
That's just like saying like you saw the Warrior. You grew up
exactly
a Warriors fan, like a Warriors fan and a Patriots fan. Oh, I saw the Warriors win all these championships, and I saw Brady at the same time. I was loving with Brady.
Yeah,
and then
I'm going to be real with you. When the Sixers were in the process, or the Sixers were 8th seed with Andre Iguodala, Lou Williams, Drew Holiday, all those guys, when they were the 8th seed, when LeBron was winning everything, that's like me just becoming a Heat fan.
Yeah.
Well, because the Sixers sucked. Like there's no need to. I will never understand that mindset. But you could do you. Still think you're a creep, but is there a team in South Carolina? Well, dude, I thought you were from Philly.
Panthers, right?
Or you got North Carolina and the Panthers.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay in Carolina, you got Charlotte, right? And then you got the Carolina Hurricanes. So there's a bunch of things, but it is what
That's a
it
good
is. You
team
do
to cheer
you.
for, right?
I don't like to judge people. I just think creeps will be creeps when you cheer for the Cowboys and you're not from Dallas. That's all. So yeah, the road trip. I think you got to at least go 500 on the road trip, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Oh man.
All right.
Who
The
the fuck
Cowboys
are you?
have the Cowboys have won 4 playoff games in 25 years. 4 playoff games in 25 years. And I will get and you guys won't win another one. America's team. You guys won't win another one this year, so it'll be 4 playoff wins in 26 years.
America's team.
And then you won't win one next year, and then it'll be 4 playoff wins in 27 years. And we'll keep on going on and on. The Eagles sustained a run from 2002 up until 2018 when they won the Super Bowl. How many NFC Championship games? How many years of relevancy did we have over the last 2 decades? I don't care that we're playing catch up. We've been relevant. You guys haven't been relevant since 1996. 1997. 1997.
I'd rather be playing catch up and then go hot into the playoffs than think you're hot shit going to the playoffs and get absolutely demolished the first round.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it wasn't a catch by Des Bryant. It wasn't. It wasn't. So, oh my God. I hope to God that they just fall apart over these next few weeks and we go on a little win streak. And just like that, week 18 is for the division. I just hope. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I just hope.
Rings. He's talking about rings this season. What do you mean?
You have 6
rings
rings
against the sorry Denver Broncos, and you go and beat the sorry Atlanta Falcons.
He has 6 rings in what? 70 or 56 years? You have 6 rings in 56 years, and you have 5 playoff wins in 24.
He's loving this. He's loving this.
I'm not hating, but nobody's hating on you. You're hating on us. It's whatever. Let's go to winners. Weekend winners. Weekend winners. Always brought to you by All Campus. All Campus is giving 20% off everything in the store, including hats, shirts, and the team cornhole sets to all the subscribers. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go down to AC, check them out on the boardwalk. They are live in the rant booth every Saturday or every Sunday before game day. So make sure you guys check them out. All right. And that's what Weekend Winners is brought to you by this week. I think the obvious winners this week, it's sad because my weekend winner was going to be the Cowboys. And now I just can't do it because you lose 30-0 2 weeks ago, last week. And then yesterday you come back and you beat a streaking Atlanta Falcons team by 40. So that was going to be my weekend win, one of my weekend winners, but bye. Another weekend winner of mine would be the Tennessee Titans. They continue to roll on without Derrick Henry, unlike me, who was heavily dependent on Derrick Henry in the 14-man league. But they just continue to win football games, and they're not changing their style. They're still running the football at an astronomical pace, and they're doing it with Deontay Foreman, Jeremy McNichols, and Grandpa Adrian. So, yeah, Tennessee Titans is going to be my weekend winner this week.
That's fair. This one's going to be a little bit out of the box, but I'm going to say the U.S. men's national team's soccer team against Mexico. They owned Mexico once again this year. 2-0 win, big win. 2-0, 2-0.
Yep.
Big win. But for the NFL, I'm going to go with. It was a weird week this week, to say the least. There's a lot of teams that made it closer than it actually was. But I don't want to say the Eagles because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, they got to keep doing it consistently.
But
Jesus,
man, this guy just keeps talking.
Dude, this Rams defense, they look like I'm watching. It looks like I'm watching an Eagles game right now. They can't stop anything.
Yeah.
And Stafford's had an
go
awful
off.
game too.
I'm gonna go off on the limit and just say the Bucks are one of the losers. Oh, wait, are we doing winners or losers?
Oh, you can do both. You can do your weekend winner.
All right, I'll do my last winner. Yeah, there wasn't much winners this week. It was a weird week. I'll just say, I'll say the Patriots. The Patriots have been looking like a very good team in the AFC, and I do think that they will make the playoffs. And they just blew out the Browns, who didn't have any running backs, anything like that. But they're still a decent team. So to only limit them to 7 points and score 42, 45, 45 points. Wow.
Yeah.
Mac Jones he's gonna be good.
Dude, that football team is good. Their defense is playing phenomenal. And Mac Jones and Josh McDaniels, they're leading that offense. And that offense has some weapons there. Damian Harris, Sean Stevenson, Jacoby Myers, Nelly, Kendrick Bourne, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. They got a bunch of guys. And they're definitely playing like winners right now.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not going to say that Mac Jones is Brady, but Hunter Henry is the Gronk that Mac has. That's what he is, I think.
Yeah. Another winner is Mr. Wing, Marshawn Lynch, and Jay Love for just going at this fraud. Like, dude, you're a fraud. You're a legitimate fraud. You're not loyal. It's just the whole nine. It's literally the whole nine. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to make that analogy. At
least he's a Sixers fan. At least he's not like a.
I don't want him.
He coming in here like a Boston fan or something like that.
He can leave. Okay. It's fraudulent mentality. It's literally Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. The only difference between you and Kevin Durant is you're not great. You're not a great Cowboy fan. No Cowboy fan is great, except for Molly Mall. Nah. Haha, so funny. Oh God. Wow. Yeah, Mr. Wing. Just like his elder, Tom Brady. Fantastic game manager.
Oh my God, Mr. Wing. Oh, jeez.
Have a good night, Demetrius. I appreciate that you're a Sixers fan. We appreciate the support at A2D. It's just when you start coming on saying America's team this, America's team that, you got your 5 rings as your profile picture, you got your 4 Cowboy stars as your profile picture. It just rubs us the wrong way after a great Eagles victory. And I wish nothing but depression when it comes to your football team. I hope they lose the next 4 weeks. I hope we win the next 4 weeks. And then that means week 18 is going to matter. That means week 18 is going to be for the division at the link. And I just hope that happens. You guys still have some holes in that defense. And you guys obviously still have some holes on the offense because you put up 0 points at home against the Denver Broncos, who we just absolutely destroyed. And I know it's a week-to-week game, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But we appreciate the support, Demetrius. All right. When it comes to Tom Brady talk, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Because I think he's had a lot of luck when it comes to his accomplishments. And I still think Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen with my own eyes. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is.
Who is your other weekend winner?
Weekend winner. Another
Across
one.
all sports.
Across all sports. I mean, I'm hoping by next week I could say Bryce Harper. But I don't know. I think Carter Hart's been playing really great lately. I think this past week that 40 saves that he had on 41 shots.
Mhm.
I think that was a hell of a game that he had against the who was it? The Hurricanes.
Hurricanes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you end up winning the game 2-1, and Carter Hart has 40 saves. And I know you and I have both been very critical of Carter.
Mhm.
I don't care what he does; I'll still be living in his head rent free.
Yeah. Oh,
Just to
yep.
steal your girl.
100%.
But but
100%.
yeah, I think Carter's been having a great season. I think despite what Martin Jones did against the Dallas Stars the other day, I think Martin Jones is having a solid season as well. I know the graphic popped up a couple days ago. They have the best save percentage in hockey between the two of them.
Mhm.
So we'll see what the Flyers can do. They're a very exciting team. We'll see what happens at the trade deadline. But I definitely think they're in contention to not only compete for the Metropolitan, which is by far the best division in hockey,
Oh, for sure.
but they definitely have a chance at the Stanley Cup this year.
Yeah.
I'm riding with the Flyers, so we'll
Mhm.
see what happens.
Yeah, I do think that I agree with you on that. I just need to we need to see some healthiness on the defensive side, especially from Ellis. He did re-injure himself. I saw that A2D reported that. By the way, if you don't follow our Instagram, go follow us at A2D radio. Man, like Ellis just has to he has to stay healthy. He is going to be one of the key members on our defense,
Yeah,
obviously.
he's gonna be what
And
Niskanen was.
yeah, yeah, but even on a bigger scale.
Yep.
So we need to see some consistency on his health in order for me to put them really in that range. I do think they'll still be favorites to win the Metro, but until we see that consistency on the defensive side, I can't necessarily say that we're going to be serious contenders for the Cup right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I do, but I don't. I just need to see some consistency on that defense.
Yeah.
Because giving up 4 goals against the Stars, no. How do you? I know you're on a back to back, but that's never okay.
Yeah.
That's never okay.
Yeah. I hear you. Jokic and the Jokic brothers definitely winners. They're
Yeah.
probably 2 out of 3 of them are definitely the scariest dudes on the planet.
Not Jokic, not the last year's MVP.
Not Nikola.
No.
But yeah, being able to push Markieff, one of the Morris twins, like that definitely earns you some balls.
One of the Philly boys.
Yeah.
He's hated in Philly, but that's kind of funny.
So yeah, that's probably that's a wrap up on weekend winners today. Great show, guys. Thank you as always for contributing. Sorry for the early start if you hopped on late. We were just trying to fill in some time. But yeah, thanks for the show.
Jokic says goodbye. Have a good night.
Yeah. Remember, we're always brought to you by Manscaped. Remember, get 20% off your order and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. All right.
Yes, sir.
Guys, have a great rest of your night. Thank you, as always, for contributing. Thank you, Mr. Wing. Marshall, everybody hit that like before you leave us tonight. Troy, always a pleasure. I think you only called me a crackhead once today, so that's always a W.
Yeah, only once.
All right, guys. Peace out. Go Birds.
Yes, sir.